I guess he don't believe in God anymore. He's like, man, when you start believing in God, like, I'm like, when you start believing in God. And I said, man, you know what? I don't have debates about this. I said, have you ever been shot up? No. I said, have you ever been stabbed up? No. Have you ever laid in your deathbed and fought for your life? Have you ever flatlined, bro? No. Have you, like, when you can't understand what I understand because you ain't hear what I heard, bro? When you start flatlining, we could have this debate, bro. When you fight for your life and you die on a deathbed and you hear from God, bro, all reasoning and is this that go out the door, bro. I know who saved my life, why he saved my life, and I know who I heard from, bro. And so all that what you read, I don't care about none of that. Everybody want to debate religions and stuff like that, or like debate the Bible. I'm not debating the Bible. Okay, you a Muslim, I believe in Jesus. To each his own. Those without sin cast the first stone. If Islam make you a better person, it make you lead with love and respect and obey the golden rule, doing to others as you want done to you. It make you a faithful husband, a faithful wife, and a good parent, and a servant, and um love your neighbor as you love yourself. Who am I to tell you what you believe in is wrong, bro? Because a lot of times when we be like, mine is the right way, we be the worst example. We be so mean spirit and everything, but I eat like this, I pray like this. Who cares? You treat people wrong. Who cares what you believe in? If believing in what you believe in make you act like that, guess what? I won't know parts of it. But a lot of times, man, life will drive you crazy without God, bro. Life will drive you crazy without God. Trying to fight this battle in life alone without God will drive you crazy. And a lot of times, deaths of our mama or a father or a child or somebody close to us drives some people crazy, especially if y'all wasn't in the greatest space and now you have all this guilt. You have all this guilt that would drive you crazy. That would drive you crazy. Certain drugs you use or just drinking every day and impairing your mental thought would drive you crazy after a while. Just um stress will drive you crazy. And bro, it ain't always somebody faking or got slipped something. And it's just so crazy how we could look at our bro, he faking with no empathy. It's so crazy. I had to correct my friend, like, hey, bro, that's wrong. My nigga, you think he gonna be faking for 20 years? For what? Ain't y'all niggas ain't gonna give him no money. He out on the streets. He walking up and down the street talking to himself. Man, but he be coming and going. Yeah, his mind probably coming in and out. Yeah, I seen the gloss in his eyes. That man ain't faking, and it's just like it broke my heart, bro. Like that. Not that my homies be losing their mind, but just the fact that we have no empathy, bro. Mental health be so real a lot of times, man. Our mind is so powerful, bro. We have to keep our integrity and don't say, man, I got out of character. No, that's who you really are. You was in character when you was acting like you were a respectful person of integrity. And so, nah, we don't match energy. Keep your respect and respect everything and everybody. If they feeling like they gotta be disrespectful, hey man, deuces, I holler, I'm out, bro. But don't go back and forth and being a disrespectful person. And I feel all the murders in the neighborhood, all the mamas not speaking to kids, and this person ain't speaking to that person, divorce, fallouts, wars, everything start from somebody feeling disrespected. And so I just said, if we live with love and respect, man, the world would be a way better place. Y'all agree? Or oh, my mama. Boy, I've been so disrespectful to my mama all year. I don't listen to nothing. I'm that bad kid who don't listen to nothing this mama say. I don't listen to school. Man, that's crazy. You know what's crazy, right? As young boys, we be so disrespectful to our mama. We don't listen to our mama. We don't think our mama know nothing. We act up at school, act up everywhere we go. And why the first time we get in trouble, when our life on the line, first thing we holler for, oh my mama. When you ask God to use you, that's a hard thing. So a lot of times you got to be careful when you ask God to use you, because when you asking God to use you, you are doing just that. You will be used, and a lot of times people misuse you, and so you get so drained and you lash out like, man, I'm every day and just think it's only celebrities. Don't think we ain't sell our souls when we behind on bills and stuff like that, and somebody be like, man, here goes some weed to sell, or here goes some dope to sell, or here comes some sell your vagina, or get on a pole, and then we not proud of what we did years later, and we can't even look in the mirror because we didn't really sold our soul. And he came to Jesus and tried to tempt him, bow down, worship me, and you can have all this. And that's what happened. God works through people just like Satan works through people. And so when we don't want to take the marathon. We want to skip steps and skip the process, because we have to go through the process because of certain lessons we learn through the process and build as a foundation. When we don't want that, we'll go and skip the steps, and then we'll sell our soul, sell our manhood to this demonic satanic person. And so they didn't take it. We volunteered. We do it all the time. And so I ain't just talking about selling your manhood. We sell out every day at a job. We might not be qualified for this position, but we done told on enough people, threw enough people under the bus, took credit for stuff, and got in this situation and hated that situation. And that job drove us crazy. Now we hate our husbands, our wives at home. We miserable and just mess our whole life up. So don't act like we don't sell our souls. You ain't seen your kids in 4 years. You ain't seen your mama. You ain't seen your daddy. You cut off your brothers and sisters. Everybody you work with. Man, when you gonna look in the mirror and be like, it's me, bro? It ain't everybody else, but we not accountable like that. And the person, we think somebody is always a person from the outside who put up with your BS because they don't care nothing about you. You either employ them, or they like you, or they want to keep you around, or you having sex with them, they want to keep, or anything that and they ain't gonna never tell you the truth because they see if you cut off your mama, your daddy, your own kids, what you gonna do to me? And so nobody keep it real with, especially if we not correctable. So my friend Dante was like, we probably 13. We 13, so Dante probably 14. He said, bro, everywhere you go is a problem. Everywhere you go, in school, on the block, on the basketball court, everywhere. It ain't everybody else. Nigga, is you. And at 13, I was like, damn, you right. It's this old saying, do not meet your idol. And that is so real, man. Like when you move to a place like Atlanta, bro, especially like if you doing music or you doing clothing, or you gonna be in the mix and you gonna see these people and you just gonna wish you never met these people because, I don't want to say idol because that's like, we scripture teaches not to have an idol. But some of these people might have been your inspiration. Like you wanted to give up, but you looking at this person like, I want to be like them. And you know what I'm saying? You done pushed through and you met this person. And man, you be like, man, I wish I would have never met this person. That's why we have to understand everybody is human beings. And so people on here will attack you for not liking who they like. We put celebrities as our gods, and we all just human beings. So, yeah, we got to quit idolizing and worshiping people. So a lot of times you got to be careful when you ask God to use you, because when you asking God to use you, you are doing just that. You will be used, and a lot of times people misuse you. And so you get so drained and you lash out like, man, I'm sick of this, right? But I was listening to this pastor by the name of Darius Daniels, and the sermon was about when Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount, when he told the disciples and all the people listening, you are the light and you are the salt of the world. And he had explained that salt back in them days was used to preserve things and stop decay. And he repeated it, it's to preserve things and stop decay. And so we want God to use us. And if we are follower of Christ, we are the salt of the world. So we might be in a place that needs salt, because you can have a whole bunch of food and you put a handful of salt, which is a little bit compared to a big dish. The whole thing tastes like salt. You put salt on an ice road up north, it clear all the ice up, and now you can drive safely without slide. So a little bit of salt does a whole big thing into a bigger situation just with a little bit of salt. And so we complaining about being at that job, we complaining about being at that church, we complain about dealing with these people, but God using us as salt, not only to give flavor to the dough, but to preserve things so it won't crash all the way down and to stop decay. Man, I'm up here complaining about, man, these kids so hard-headed. Man, they mamas think this stuff cute. Man, these grown people don't care about the kids in our community. They just scheming and scamming. And so if I wasn't there, just imagine how bad it would be. But God used you as a salt to bring a flavor, to bring seasoning, to preserve that stuff. Because without you, man, it will go straight to decay. FBG Butter was my homie, but FBG Butter just got offered a plea deal for 11 years. Man, been shot so many times, bro. And God continue to give him a light and a platform. You done survived the war in Chirac. and you still here, man. God want to use you, and not only are you still here, you thriving, you the #1 guy on YouTube and all this, man. But when God want to use you, man, Satan want to use you too. God can give you chance after chance, and you keep doing stupid stuff after stupid stuff, and and like and it break like I hate to see John Morant do that. Like, okay, like you overcame all this stupid stuff and now you still like doing this on the court, getting fined. Like God bless you with a situation where you could change not only your family life for 10 generations, but communities for generations. Gave you the influence where you can impact young boys to bring them closer to God and bring them, help them like achieve their dreams, but it's still we show guns on the thing and still doing all this, man. Like Terrence Howard said, a lot of people in Hollywood, lose their minds going to parties like Diddy's or selling their manhood, selling their souls, for financial gain or for popularity gain, for monetary gain. Now, scripture teaches us the devil never came with pitchforks and with horns on. Never came as a red man breathing fire. He played on your temptations, your wants, your needs, and he came slick and manipulative and offered you a little something over here if you give up something over here. We sell out every day at a job. We might not be qualified for this position, but we done told on enough people, threw enough people under the bus, took credit for stuff, and got in this situation and hated that situation, and that job drove us crazy. So one thing I learned, when you sell out your soul, your integrity of what you stand on for monetary gain, you can't look in the mirror. The only way to get your spirit and your soul back is to repent. And then when you pray to God to use me, God will give you a purpose. And now you can smile in that situation. Because now you using your experience to help somebody else not go through that. And it happened for me. You'll skip right past Power Beauty Supply and go right to the Asians, bro. But you'll talk all this pro-black stuff. Man, I don't feel that. That's the lamest, weakest stuff in the world. I don't feel that, bro. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. And ride right past the black-owned business to go to the people who barely speak English and don't even want you in their store for real. This is controversial. I know y'all gonna say this. We always say crack was the downfall of the black community. And a lot of them agree. I agree. I think rap music was a bigger detriment to the black community than crack, my nigga. Rap music was a bigger detrimental to black people than crack. I'm dead serious. Y'all can't tell me, man, the devil don't work through people, man. Y'all cannot tell me Satan don't work through people. Y'all can't tell me that ain't satanic, bro. That is satanic. It's people who don't like you right now, and you don't even know why, but it was probably just a little disagreement y'all done had that you was like, it ain't even that big. And they probably went to all your exes trying to find dirt, went to all your friends trying to find dirt, then made a fake page on Facebook, blasted it out, probably said you didn't have a disease you ain't got or just anything. I'm saying this happened in our regular life. It might be at a job, at your 9 to 5. It could be a person like, damn, this person might take my job. He a hard worker. I got in this position because I've been snitching. I've been telling on everybody. I might have gave the supervisor head. This person is really a hard worker. So let me find dirt on. Let me take pictures of him stand on break a little too long. Let me take a picture of this wrong sticker he put on. Matter of fact, he didn't put a wrong sticker. Let me ask a coworker, hey man, I'll buy you lunch, just put that sticker on and take a picture. Sit back, start gossip like, man, and then sit back and watch a person lose their livelihood and sit back and smile and probably go try to defend this person. We all got dirt, bro. We all done did something. If you didn't, hey, man, you need to go walk on water, man, because you are God, bro. We all got dirt. But what I'm saying is, it's satanic when you don't even know you got beef with a person and they use their resources, their money, to go find out dirt on you and pay the blog sites to blast the dirt just to watch the downfall of another man. Man, we got black billionaires. And right now, you take somebody who, like me, broke as hell, got to transport 9 kids from and to basketball practice, feed them, Gotta beg to get their jerseys. Ain't no grants, no funding, no help, nothing like this. And then you take somebody like with that money you paying to find dirt on somebody else. Do you know what that money could have did in it for a inner city basketball league or a team? But instead, I'm trying to find dirt on another black man to tear him down. Look out, bro, and take every dollar I got and invest in kids in the neighborhood and feed and book back all out my own pocket. Why this nigga using his money to tear down another black man, bro? That's so weak to me. Everybody do not do the name calling, and we can't be mad if you disrespect somebody. We tell and we want them to respond the way we think they should respond. So that was like, I just called you a bitch. You should just call me a bitch back. No, I don't do the name calling. I whoop ass. So if you call this person a B and they smack you, you can't be mad. You can't expect them to respond the way you want them to respond. Or you just smack this person, they come back with a gun and shoot you. You can't be mad. That's how they deal with their problems. So I think all that could be avoided if we led with love and respect. All that name calling and disrespect, it never leads to anything good. I teach our kids. We have to be better parents. Quit worrying about the white man ain't teaching your black kid about black history. Teach your own freaking kid. The white man ain't teaching her kid about credit and fight. Teach your own black baby about credit and finances and stuff like that. And so we have to support one another and understand that the black man and the black woman, we need each other. We need to restore the family in our home. To me, that's the biggest thing at all, because I believe Satan is after the family.